Thanks, Mike, and I want to echo the comments that Mark made earlier, thanking Shane and UNCW for their participation in helping to organize this event. But I also want to thank the Coastal Federation staff and Mike and the folks here at Riceville Beach that worked on putting this together. I thought it was a very useful and productive session. I'm from Carter County, so I don't have to live with the consequences of what comes from this meeting. And we, as Richard knows, all our water supply problems are not issues in other parts of the coast. That's a joke. I'm standing between you and leaving and hopefully going home for a drink of water. But there is a concept there when we think about drinking about top shelf versus lower shelf drinks. And as Richard has described, the freshwater aquifers that you have in this area, they're top shelf sources of water. And there is the concept of water supply that you want to cherish your best sources of water because they're the most healthy for you. You're going to always have potable water one way or another because you've got to service the population. But as you go to greater lengths to get that water, it's not going to be as healthy for the population. It's going to be more expensive. It's going to be subject to more disruptions. The Cape Fear River comes through 27 counties in North Carolina. It has plenty of impurities, and it's not that easy to clean it to the state that our groundwater supplies are in terms of the quality of the groundwater that you have to drink. And you know, as you think about the next steps from this meeting, I think it's important to make a commitment to maintaining a sustainable supply of groundwater, of fresh groundwater, not having to resort to the more expensive and extreme ways of supplying the demand. And that means gathering the information that's going to be needed to know how to manage that resource sustainably, and being careful, particularly over the next decade or so, that we don't make irreversible decisions that will lead to not having that outcome. So, you know, committing to getting the information that's necessary and making the interim management decisions that are going to be needed so we don't foreclose options in the future are important. And as Commissioner Dawson pointed out, right now you're relying very heavily on your local government officials to help that process along. They do have a huge amount of discretion to make the types of management decisions that could result in the outcomes that I think everybody in this room is seeking. And you know, making sure that that process proceeds in terms of gathering the information, making good, wise, prudent decisions about land uses and how we manage our resources are vital, and a lot of that action will be at the local level. And it's wonderful that the local officials were in attendance today and so active in this meeting, because we are relying on them for the future of our water supplies. So with that, thank Mike again and the rest of the folks that really put this meeting together. It was a great job. Thank you.
I want to extend a really heartfelt thanks to all the speakers and all the presenters, the people who came from Raleigh, the people who took the time out of their busy working day to sit here and listen to us discuss an important, very important issue. But I want to extend the appreciation to all the volunteers, the interns, Jennifer Salter and Karen Dunn were the workhorses. Tracy Scrabble sort of kept us on our track to be sure we got this thing put together. The Cape Fear Public Utility Authority, all the speakers who came, even though he said he didn't do anything, he contributed quite a bit, Dr. Imperial. And be sure to take your martini hat glass with you. We have some smart yards out at the front desk that talks about how you can make a difference in water quality in your own yard. It's cheap, it's easy. If we all did it, we wouldn't have any polluted stormwater going into our estuaries where you and I like to swim and fish. And that water would go into your yard and percolate down into the PD and Castleton Aquifer and provide that sustainable freshwater clean source that we so desperately are going to have to depend on the next 30, 40, and 50 years. But I want to thank everyone and have a great and safe ride home.